Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel. We'll take you well before the top of the hour because we want to make sure we give you enough time to get those bets in from the primetime games, and that's what we do here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on the Drive-Thru is give you live free sports picks from the primetime games. And to help us out, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a look at who'll be on the show per day. We got Rod Zawacky in, over from Las Vegas, Joe D'Amico. Mitch joins us. Joe Duffy in the center square. And we got the Tony Brown, Big Al McMordie, Chris Ruffolo with Service Coast, and Romanelli back to his Wednesday appearances. All right, let's take a look at how they line up today. Duffy, D'Amico, McMordie, Brown, Zawacky, Romanelli, Ruffolo, Mitch, and then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, are you ready for the show? And how did the day baseball treat you today?
The day baseball was fantastic. I mean, I can luckily say I ended up on top, and it's not often that you get to the day baseball, you can just be like, you know what, I'm going to go into the night and maybe take it off. But I will see how the rest of the day goes. But how about you, Tony?
Oh, doing pretty good so far. An interesting contest here with this Rockies team getting the win in the snow there against the Astros. They go home to face the Angels in an interesting series here starting tomorrow. All right, let's get started here with the drive-thru. Let's go out and welcome Joe Duffy to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Joe, how's it going?
We're doing pretty well, and we're ready to have a big night here at Pick Dogs, both on the premium play and the free play.
Absolutely. All right, Joe, let's take a look at the game tonight. 7 Eastern time, the Cavaliers playing host to the Bulls. Bulls laying 2.5. There are some twos out there shot for this price. Total sits at 210.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that, Tony T, because usually by the time I send you my pick and by the time we go to airtime, I wind up losing a point and a half, or half a point maybe, of value. And that's because a lot of the syndicates, look, we're using some of the same metrics. And this is one of my anti-splits angles where despite being 9 games under 500 overall, Chicago fairly solid on the road at 13-15 straight up and 19-9 against the spread. But splits rarely hold up where a team is either significantly better at home or, relatively speaking, much better on the road. In this case, Chicago has actually been better on the road, both straight up and definitely against the spread. So going against teams that have been better on the road and are playing on the road is 148, 99, and 7. Like I said, there's a couple different power ratings I like to use as corroboration. Nothing all that strong, and then frankly, especially since the line move. But Team Rankings, Number Fire, Action Network are all giving a slight edge to Cleveland. So Cleveland plus the points, W marks the center square.
All right, Joe Duffy going here with the Cavaliers plus the points, 2.5 in this one against the Chicago Bulls. All right, Chris, we saw this game not too long ago with the Bulls at home getting the win and cover, but Colin Sexton here and the rest of the Cavaliers here are facing the Bulls without Levine.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the difference, Tony. You hit the nail on the head. This Bulls team has been fantastic on the road, both straight up and against the number, but they're just a hard sell against anybody without Zach LaVine, even if they beat the Cavs by 10 a few days ago. So I'm leaning towards the Cavs and the points here as a home dog.
All right, butting heads there with Joe Duffy and Chris Ruffolo. We've got Joe Duffy here on the Cavaliers plus the 2.5 against the Chicago Bulls. All right, Joe. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. We got a good action tonight from big NBA card, huge card from Major League Baseball. It's trimmed down her for the primetime stuff. What you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, dude, like I said, I've kind of really trimmed down my database and eliminated some of the stuff that was a little bit too much backtracking and whatnot. So we've gotten even better. We do have 2 wise guy plays tonight in the NBA and also another one in Major League Baseball. But get down immediately because most of these games start right around 7 o'clock. So you still obviously got time, but get down now for the night action.
All right, you hear an old KC. Sunshine, get down tonight with Joe Duffy over at Pick Dogs. He's got his one-day card up there for you guys. Make that purchase, and of course, use those earnings and make that long-term pass to the 3 and 7 day pass. Get every play that Joe releases at Pick Dogs Premium. All sports, of course, for 3 and 7 days. You set the terms there when you go to the profile page and you make the purchase. All right, Joe. Enjoy your weekend. Go find those 70s LPs, and we'll talk with you in a couple of days.
Yeah, I'll talk to you Friday night.
Absolutely, and don't forget to hit the YMCA before the show. All right, have yourself a great... All right, Joe Duffy here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on our coverage, and we're going to go and welcome. Oh boy, let's bring in Joe D'Amico. Let's see how we follow up here. You find Joe D'Amico over at Pig Dogs. I'm sure he's caught a few KC shows in Las Vegas in his time there over in the City of Lights. There, Joe, how's it going?
Wonderful. Actually, Chris, I don't know if you know this about Tony T, but he was actually the keyboardist for KC and the Sunshine Band. I have a picture of him in a white jumpsuit with bell bottoms with long sideburns. He can really play that keyboard.
Funny enough, I have that picture too, and Tony actually sent it to me signed. So,
and you know something? I also have a copy of the review of that show from Joe D'Amico, by the way.
Absolutely. Just a lot of the fun we always have on the Pick Dogs here at 3 p.m. Besides getting a ton of winners, we like to have a few laughs. Guys, I love being on this show with some of my favorite people. I'm on the show with Big Al, Mitch, Chris, Tony Brown, just some of the best people in the world, some of my favorite people in the world. And as you asked, Tony, it is sunny and beautiful in Vegas. It's heating up, just like the winning plays we're releasing on this show.
Absolutely, Joe. You've been very good here on the drive-thru with your picks. Let's take a look at this one here. 8:30 Eastern time. The Spurs, the host, the Heat. Heat road favorites here, total 216.
Well, guys, I like the matchup here. San Antonio is one of the league's healthiest teams, while Miami, oh boy, are they depleted. Oladipo out. Herro, Butler, Dedmon, Adebayo, Vincent. Sounds like defendants in a RICO case, but they're all listed as questionable. Now, whether they play or not, sports fans, they're still banged up. Even if the guys that aren't starters, it still affects the team. They just don't have the depth to give their starters a real rest during a grueling 48-minute game. The Spurs guys, they have a smart coach, starters that are well rested, and over recent weeks have shown some real solid basketball. Miami 3-8 the last 11 at the AT&T Center, 4-11 the last 15 overall meetings with San Antonio. I'm taking the Spurs, and if you want to make money tonight, you should too.
All right, Joe D'Amico here on the Spurs, laying it 2 against the Miami Heat. All right, Chris, we're looking at the Spurs. They've been shooting the ball very well here when you look at that capsule of 5 games and also defending.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, Tony, this was a game that I had looked at, but the injury report, just the great amount of uncertainty was probably making this one a no play for me. And even then, the Spurs have lost 3 straight home games while all in the favorite role. Same thing for the Heat. They haven't been playing their best, and even if they do get some of their players here tonight, like Joe said, they're not going to be 100%. So it's hard for me to really get on the side here. I think the line reflects that. So probably a no play for me with the Spurs and the Heat.
All right, he says do the El Paso there on his side. But we got Joe D'Amico has been very good here on the drive-thru with his selections. Spurs here against the Miami Heat. All right, Joe, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium tonight. A lot of action from the NBA. Big card, 12 games. Of course, you're doing fantastic work. Just under 1,000 units of profit coming off a really strong performance yesterday. What you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, Tony, Chris, I swept the board yesterday for the 5th time over the last week and a half, going 3-0 between NBA and MLB. Guys, grab a broom, because I sweep the board again tonight. I have an MLB play already go off today, but I have 2 big NBA winners going off for you. I have my 75% odds maker's mistake, my 42-11 Vegas Insider move. Sports fans, this is the time of year when you need to follow a proven winner. Might as well grab a 3, a 7, or a 30-day all-inclusive package, because when you get those big packages, you get all these plays for one low price. And I'll tell you this, saving you money is just as good as making you money. Grab one of those packages, come aboard. I promise I'll make a believer out of you.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Joe D'Amico over at Pig Dogs Premium. Pick up one of those passes tonight, and, of course, take those winnings, make the long-term pass. That 2-for-1 capper deal is a great value there. You can pick 2 cappers on the long-term, get his savings. Of course, pick that 30-day all-sports pass. You get every play that Joe D'Amico releases over at Pig Dogs Premium. Of course, you add that second capper as well. You get that at a discounted price. All right, Joe, as always, great having your show. Continue that success in the NBA and of course, MLB, and we'll talk with you in a couple days.
Tony, always a pleasure. Thanks for having me. To everybody out there, good luck. Have a winning day.
Have a winning day here from Joe D'Amico here on the drive-thru. We'll continue our coverage here, guys. Just a reminder, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every day. It all gets started in the morning with the morning show. We got Rod Zawacky, Mitch as well. And, of course, we know Brian's on vacation. We'll talk about his schedule a little later. And, of course, that's at 10:30. Then we have those 2 YouTube shows, the early and late premium show. The premium show, I should say, the late show. And you can find more information about those when you follow the link below our description here. And, of course, we're here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time with the drive-thru. Guys, we always ask you for that. If you would, give us that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate that. It helps us build up our audience, Chris.
Yeah, Tony absolutely does. I mean, it's all of this stuff that we can offer, whether it be the drive-through, the morning show, and when Mitch does his individual videos. It's all thanks to and a product of the likes and the subscriptions that we get from the Pick Dogs community, because you know what? Without you guys, we couldn't be where we are today. And I think we're only going to get bigger and better as time goes on. So keep those thumbs up, keep those subscriptions coming, because we appreciate all the love and support.
That's right. Those spot shows from Mitch, you get those impromptus. I like that. Well, I like the one I like a lot is that Ask Mitch Anything show. He'll pop those in once in a while. He's got to get things off his chest. It's pretty interesting to watch. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's welcome Al McMordie to show you find him top of the leaderboards for 2021 over at Pick Dogs Premium. Cooler Southern California. Welcome to the cooler weather out here. Al, how's it going?
It's always going good. I can never complain living out here in Los Angeles.
Oh, man, you cannot at all. Cannot at all. All
right,
right.
Chris?
Yeah. Rub it in just a little bit more. I think I need a little bit more salt in the wound.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, it's not as bad as Zawacky. We get minus 31 once in a while, so we're
Fair.
pretty good.
Okay, fair point. Fair point. I can only complain so much.
All right, line move game here. Clippers hosting the Grizzlies. Grizzlies now the 2-point favorite, even moving. So shop for the best number here, total 225.
Yeah, obviously the line is moving. Both Paul George and Kawhi won't be playing for the Clippers. But regardless, we're going to step in and play this game pretty big. Guys, we're actually more than 55 games into this NBA season, and the Memphis Grizzlies are on their way to accomplishing something that has never been done, at least as far back as my database goes, which is 31 years, all the way back to 1990. And right now, the Memphis Grizzlies are covering the point spread by an average of 7.0 points per game on the road. And to put that into context, the number 2 team this year, which you guys were talking about how well the Chicago Bulls have been playing on the road this year earlier when you were talking with Joe, the Chicago Bulls this year are covering the spread by 4.69 points per game on the road. So Memphis all the way up at 7.0. And then historically, over the last 31 years, the number 1 team ever was the Miami Heat in 1997. That team covered the spread on the road by an average of 5.21 points per game. So Memphis is off the charts right now. So that's one reason I like Memphis here on the road at Staples Center. Another is that the Grizzlies historically have done very well when they've had a winning record, and they were playing a very good team with a scoring margin at 6.50 points per game or better. And if you can get their opponent off a straight-up win, then that angle produces 52 wins out of the last 71. So we're going to take Memphis here. Yes, the line has moved, but of course the trade-off is that Paul George won't be playing today and Kawhi as well. So we're going to take Memphis minus the points.
All right, Big Al here is taking in Memphis here, laying the points here against the LA Clippers. This one on NBA TV, 10 Eastern time. Chris, just looking at this Clippers injury report, other than George and Kawhi, Beverly's out, Ibaka's out, Jackson out, Rondo. I mean, it's a laundry list here of players have to, good, at least half the roster, almost half the roster, a third of it.
Yeah, and yet it's a miracle. The line's at -2, and it's a gift. I'm taking it all day. I mean, the Clippers, yes. Best back-to-back record on the against the spread this season, 9-2. But how many of those games, were there this depleted of a Clippers lineup? Not many. So, like Al said, the Grizzlies are absolutely insane on the road this season, both straight up against the spread. I've got to go with the Grizzlies here. Yeah,
agree there. Of course, Memphis as well with rest advantage in this game. And look with Kawhi, they're talking about reevaluating in a week, so he's looking at least 7 days out. So interesting development there with the Clippers. All right, agreement here with Memphis Grizzlies laying the points here against the Clippers. All right, Al, let's take a look over Big Dogs Premium. Handful of games from Major League Baseball, some hockey, a big card from the NBA, 12 games slated today. What your number 1 year-to-date at the site, what you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, we had a nice day yesterday going 3-1, looking to duplicate that today, or actually do even better. Hopefully we'll go 4-0 today. We've got a baseball play going off in a few minutes, so don't miss that. Go over to Pick Dogs Premium to pick up my baseball winner, and then we'll round it all out with a 3-game package in the NBA tonight. So triple your pleasure, get all 3 games for one low price, or better yet, join for a week or a month, get all of my award-winning selections for the long term.
That's right, guys. Go long-term here with Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Premium. Document number 1, you see nearly 3,300 units of profit. That's all transparent. So when you go to the Pick Dogs Premium, You visit Al's profile page there. You can find every play that he's released. Get on board with his plays for tonight. Take the winnings. Make the upgrade to the long-term pass. That 3, 7, and 38 pass will get you every play that Al releases. NBA, we've got MLB, NHL, and of course, you set the terms when you make that purchase there on the site. We also have that 2-for-1 capper. You can match Al with another capper at a reduced price. All right, Al, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow, in fact.
That's right, 24 hours from now. Al McMordie here on the show. All right, we'll continue here on the drive-thru. We're going to go back to Las Vegas, and we're going to welcome in our buddy Tony Brown. I was seeing Tony Brown over in Vegas. Tony, you're looking sharp today. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm trying to hurry up and jump on that Clippers line before they catch up. Like that's an absolute gift. Seriously, I'm on my live bet now. But how you guys doing out there?
Doing great, doing great. All right, Tony, you're looking at this interesting one between the 76ers. This is the NBA TV game at 7 Eastern time. We're getting you the TV doubleheader tonight. 76ers hosting the Suns. Suns up to a 3.5-point favorite, total 219.5.
Yeah, this is a tricky one, I guess, if you were taking Philadelphia, because Ben Simmons, they're doing this thing with the injury report now where I guess by law or they don't want to get fined. They can't put somebody on too early, but they can't disclose it. But this game was a pick-em. Now it's at -3 Suns. They're saying they may sit and be. They may not. They're all questionable. But I have the Suns at the -1. I put it up on the site. I'm going to give it to you guys as a free play today, too. -1 with the Suns. I was taking the Suns anyway. Like, they're just red hot right now. I don't want to get too much into the stats because these games aren't played on paper. But just using the eye test, the Suns are incredible. They carried the momentum from the bubble right into a #1 seed in the NBA. Now, I know Mitchell got hurt for Utah and the Lakers, regressed a little bit. But, I mean, they're just balling. And Chris Paul, Ayton, and I can't think of his name. The star over there. Booker. Yeah, Chris Paul, Ayton, and Booker. You can't really name a big three better than that. Maybe equal, but better, I'm not sure. And it reflects on the court. So with Philly having the stars injured, I love the Suns. And even when it was going to be a great battle between two great teams, I still was picking the Suns to edge them. I'm not going to change my mind. Let's take Phoenix minus the 3 points and cash it big tonight.
All right, he's going to go Phoenix now, -3 against the Philadelphia 76ers. All right, Chris, what say you here? Chris Paul there slowed the pace down. You used to see Booker on the injury and Ayton on the injury report almost every other day now. Maybe that slower pace here has allowed them to play the season healthy. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, and what's the word I used yesterday? Maturity. And I think that's what the Phoenix Suns got with Chris Paul, not because he's old, but because that's the veteran leadership that this team needed. And like Tony said, the Suns were fantastic in the bubble last year, and it's not like they had a lapse. They've carried that over and they've delivered time and time again. I'm on the Suns here as well. Even if Embiid was in the lineup, I love the Suns in this spot.
All right, agreement here with the Phoenix Suns here, laying the 3 now against the Philadelphia 76ers. This is your TV game on NBA TV at 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown, 12 NBA games. We got a handful of baseball and hockey. What you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, my day game went off in the MLB, so I have 2 left. I have the Hump Day triple play, 3 of my big MLB plays, and so you still got time to grab 2 of them. And then I got my 1 game each in the NHL and the NBA. Like, just because the games are saturated doesn't mean we have to bet them all. I scoured the board, and there was 1 play I loved in the NBA and then 1 play I loved in the NHL, so you can go grab those both at the sites. If you're more into making money or you're serious players, don't just grab the daily plays. Make sure you get those VIP passes for 7, 30, and the full VIP year.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got the All Sports Pass out there up for a year. That's every play that Tony releases on the site. Of course, if you want to try them out for 30 days, you try that and then make that upgrade with those winnings and go for the full 1-year pass VIP from Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Tony, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. Continue the success, and we'll talk with you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. It's great to be here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, everybody. Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on with the show. We're going to welcome Rod Zawacky. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's also part of that morning show every day at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch and Brian Bittler. Also part of that YouTube premiums, which we'll talk about a little later in the segment. But let's go ahead and welcome in Rod Zawacky right now to the show. He's done very good here on the show as well with his selections. Rod, how's it going today?
Going good, Tony. Good day.
All right, we're going for a repeat game here. Kings Kings to host the Timberwolves. Now, Kings down to a 4.5-point favorite. Total sits here at 239.5.
You bet. We're looking at the total in this one. You look at this game, and we got two lousy defenses. One's ranked 29th in the league. One's ranked 30th. So a couple dead last teams that don't like to play defense. That's why we're seeing a nice 239.5 number. Yesterday, it got all the way up to 240, and that still wasn't enough. We scored over 250-something points in that game. And then we'll look into some trends and numbers here for you. You look, the Wolves are 4-0 to the over after scoring 125 points or more in the previous game. The over is also 6-1 for the Timberwolves. Their last 7 road games versus a team with a losing home record. And at the Kings' contribution, they are 5-0 to the over off of 0 days of rest. So I love the over in this spot. And you look at the refs are even going to help us out in this one. Sean Corbin, the ref, he's 8-3 to the over in his games that the line is set at 230 or higher in the total. And you also look his other sidekick. You got Ashley, and then the record there is 6-1 to the over when the total is set at 230 plus. So we even got the refs in our pocket in this one. Take the over 239.5.
All right, awesome research there from Rod Zawacky. Great handicapping angle there. Timberwolves, Sacramento Kings over 239.5. D'Angelo Russell back. Lots of points scoring, but a lot of points allowed here on the Minnesota side. And of course, Sacramento, I think the past 5 games get 53% shooting. It's atrocious.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, this is we talked about this yesterday. That yeah, exactly. Matador defense. There's nothing going on here. Rod made all the great points. I mean, this is a game I can easily see hitting 250, let alone 239.5. So, give me the over in this one too. I can easily see both teams in the 120s. That's
right. I could see that. No doubt about that. Hey, if it goes double overtime, we may get 160. We get one of those old Nuggets, those games that just were in the 60s. So we'll see what happens. I think the Suns had a game against Sacramento that was crazy like that a few years ago. All right, so the agreement here, over 239.5. Timberwolves and Kings, 10 Eastern Time, NBA League Pass channel. All right, Rod, why don't you take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium? We're doing very well here. Past 30 days, 535 units of profit. Lots of NBA, 12 games on the board, handful of baseball and hockey. What you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, we've been rolling this month. Definitely can't complain. Definitely up some nice units the last 30 days. Great time to jump aboard something long-term, grab on something for a month. But tonight I've got my Wealthy Wednesday 5-pack. I've got an NBA birdcage for you and 2 MLB plays, which we're also rolling up in the MLB. So jump aboard Wealthy Wednesday. Jump aboard a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, or jump aboard one of those 2-for-1 capper deals we got over there. Another great value. There's always a capper that's hot. Jump aboard me. Grab Chris. Grab Tony. We got even Big Al is rolling as well. He's been rolling all year. Jump aboard the 2-for-1 capper. Great deal there.
That's right, guys. Great 2-for-1 capper. Great deal over at Pig Dogs Premium. Get on board here with Rod Zawacky. He's got an action for you tonight. Lots of action. If you want to try them out for one day, do that. And then, of course, make the upgrade to the long-term passes. You see that there, 3, 7, and 30-day pass. You can tie that into a 2-for-1 capper special, and you'll get a savings there off retail price. And, of course, you'll get every play that both cappers release for that period of time over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, it's always great having a show. I know you're part of the YouTube shows. We got an early and late going on.
We do, yeah. Jump aboard the YouTube. By the end of the month, that early one will disappear. So you want to upgrade onto that to the $50 package as soon as you can, ASAP. Great value there. Works out to be pennies a pick per day from all of us. You get the morning one, the afternoon, and then coming at the end of the month, we'll even have the increased level where you get the $100 package where you'll get a live show, live YouTube show for premium as well. So keep aboard right there. Just follow the little join button. It'll give you all the directions you need to know. But if you're on the $30 package, you want to upgrade as soon as you can. Get to that $50 package before the $30 package disappears.
Absolutely, guys. Check it out. The YouTube passes there. Follow the link description below for that. All right, Rod, have yourself a great night. We'll tune in tomorrow morning. Catch you with Mitch at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll talk to you back here on the Drive Thru on Friday.
You bet. You guys have yourself a good evening.
All right, everybody. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Right, let's continue on with our coverage. And let's welcome Ron Romanelli to the drive-thru. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's also part of the weekend crew on the early show at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with Mitch, Rod, and Brian Bittler. So let's bring in Ron Romanelli right now. He appears here on the drive-thru every Thursday. Let's see if we can catch him here. Here he is. Ron, how you doing today?
Hey, how are you doing, Tony?
Doing great, doing great. All right, we're going to the baseball here with the KC Royals to host the Rays. This one about 110 on both sides, but the total sits here at 8.
Yep, the Royals and Rays scored a combined 21 runs in a 14-7 Rays win last night. The Rays had 5 runs scored by the end of the second inning, and the Royals scored 4 in the third to push that game's total over the total of 8. So today the total opened up at 8.5, and now we see the total at 8. It dropped to 8, and a couple of 7.5s out there as well. And this is despite a large sum of money being on the over, according to one of my samples. So when you look at this pitching matchup, you got Jakob Yunis, who has a 1.5 ERA this season, and advanced analytics show that his success is more than just luck. Yunis has a 1.32 FIP, which stands for Fielding Independent Pitching, and FIP is a good stat to use when looking at pitchers because it takes into account the 3 things that pitchers can control, and that's walks, strikeouts, and home runs. Yunis has struck out a ton of batters. He has limited his walks to just about 2 walks per 9 innings, and he has not allowed a single home run this season. On the other side, you got Michael Wacha for the Rays. He has a 4.2 ERA, but his FIP is also really low at 2.67. This is because Wacha has a 12 Ks per 9 and a 0.6 home runs per 9 this season as well. I think both starters show up in this one. I think we see a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel and a lot different than last night's game. So I'm going to take the under 8 in this one.
Yeah, under 8 here, Rays and Royals. All right, Chris, taking a look here at the pitching matchups here with Yunis here. 12 strikeouts in 10 innings for Wacha, reliving that old Cardinal magic here. 15 strikeouts in 11 innings.
Yeah, and the problem for me is that I'm still reliving the Wacha days from last year with the Mets, and I just have a hard time really getting over that. And Yunis, like Ron said, is actually really been stepping it up this season for the Royals. That's why I was leaning Kansas City in this one, but I can also lean towards the under in this one.
Well, it could be also an upgrade to coaching there with Tampa Bay. They have a really good history with their pitching staffs there, so this is also something to recognize there. Give Wacha a chance here with a really good staff of coaches there in Tampa. All right, I'll agree with you there. Under 8 in this one, Rays and Royals. All right, Ron, what's happening over at Pig Dogs Premium tonight? You're sitting really good. Over past 7 days, 601 units of profit. That's all documented. Lots of basketball, some baseball, and hockey. What's going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I've been on a bit of a heater this past week and for the past 30 days. My plays tonight for tonight have already gone off, unfortunately. But make sure to grab one of my long-term plans. That's going to ensure you get more picks for a great price. And I always mention this every week. I know Rod mentioned it before, but make sure you take advantage of that best deal in sports handicapping history, that YouTube Premium. You get premium plays from multiple cappers each and every day. And, of course, you're going to get some of my premium plays on the weekend shows as well. So sign up using the link in the description. And let's put you on some winners.
That's right, guys. Get some winners here from Ron Romanelli over at Pig Dogs. Maybe you see the numbers here. Over 600 units of profit past 7 days, fully documented. You want to get on board with a one-due pass, that's okay. But use those winnings, make the long-term package here, 3, 7, or 30 pass. Or if you want to try out that YouTube Premium that Ron Romanelli is part of on the weekends, do that as well. Of course, it's a 7-day pass there. For that link, that's your best value for $50. So follow that link there and make the purchase. All right, Ron, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. You're back with us next week, but we'll tune in for the weekends for your show with Mitch.
All righty, guys. Have a nice night, and let's get some winners.
Let's get some winners here. Ron Romanelli here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on here on the show. It's time for Chris, front and center. You're going to be looking at an NBA game here. You're going to be looking at the Portland Trailblazers on 4/21. So that should be an interesting. That should be an interesting result to see how the pregame shoot around goes here. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and bring up the game information. On 4/21. Oh man, what am I?
This is why we don't have nice things sometimes.
I know. Here we go. Trailblazers hosting the Nuggets. The Nuggets going to be laying 1 on the road. Total sits 230.
Yeah, well, these Blazers, I think, will actually be really, I don't want to say high, but they'll be really up on 4/21 with the impending return of Damian Lillard is probable for this game after his issues with the hamstring. And the Nuggets, yes, they've played well. They made me eat my own words after losing Jamal Murray. They've been stepping it up, and they got a double overtime win over the Grizzlies last time out. But I wonder if there's a little bit of a regression coming after that way. Teams that have played Memphis this year, it's taken a toll on their opponents. Teams that have played Memphis in their next game are 20, 34, and 1 against the number this year, only hitting at 37%, worst in the NBA. And Memphis, 4 of the last 5 opponents, losing their next game by a combined 29 points. You look at overtime as a whole, we all know the carryover effect it can have over to the next game. But, favorites coming off a double-digit home game over the last couple of years, 4-14 against the spread in their last 18 combined games. I just think that, the Nuggets, this is finally where it's going to come and catch up to them. I know I've said that the last couple times that I've covered a Nuggets game. But I think, like I said, the return of Damian Lillard coming back, you still got McCollum in the lineup. You still got that loaded Blazers lineup that is really, really good when it's at full strength. I think we see the Blazers come out tonight and get a win. So I got this line at +1. If you don't want to, you want to add a little bit of value, you can push it towards the money line here. But I'm going to be taking the Blazers either way.
All right, Chris, looking at Blazers this one. I was looking at the other side. Now with Lillard probable, I'm pretty much neutral in this game with Trailblazers and Nuggets here. But again, only concern here, of course, is you look at the defensive side here for Portland. They have allowed over 48% shooting over their past 5. And, of course, maybe that will change with Lillard in the lineup.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've been talking about the Blazers and a bit of a matador defense of their own for much of the season. There have been times where we've seen, lesser teams hang around with Portland, put up 115, 120. But, again, I just think there's only so much that you can do with Jokic running a large part of that offense. And I just think that basically it's going to come down to the Blazers just having more playmakers. And, again, like I said, the Nuggets have made me eat my words more often than not since Jamal Murray went down. But again, I just think that, getting a guy back in some spots, maybe it throws off chemistry, but when it's one of your best players, I think it lifts the whole team up. And I think that's what I'm banking on with the Blazers in this one.
Yeah, and they also got a concern here. 7 games in 11 days. This is their second set of back-to-backs in that window here. So you got to keep an eye on how many back-to-backs these teams are playing for. And this is, fortunately for Portland, it's not a travel spot. So they're home. Actually, they were home on both ends of back-to-back, so they're not dealing with that travel issue. So we got Chris here with Portland +1 against the Nuggets. 10 Eastern Time, NBA League Pass channel. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pig Dog's premium for tonight. Lots of NBA. We got some baseball and hockey. What you got going on over at the site?
It's one of my favorite days of the week. It's Whale Bet Wednesday. 5 of my biggest plays for the NHL tonight. I got that up as a 5-pack for $29.95. People may say, well, I committed a Cardinal sin because there's only 4 games. But that's how much I love tonight's card is I was able to find a total and a side in a couple of those games, as well as another side that I absolutely love. So go and check that out. The only thing that's going to be more cold and hard than that ice is the cash that you're going to be putting in your pocket at the end of the night. But, we also talk about the long-term passes, 3 days, 7 days, 30 days. Those are going to cover you for not only hockey with me, but baseball and basketball as well. And, we're even going to start talking about college football in a couple of months. So definitely check those out. But also got the premium YouTube. We got the season pass. We got the 2-for-1 capper deal where you can put me with Tony, Tony Brown, Al, Rod, Ron, Mitch, anyone that you see on the show tonight, we can pair us up. And that's going to be some of your greatest value as well because you're getting 2 of the best cappers in the world for the price of 1. Guys, I keep saying it, the possibilities for you are endless at Pick Dogs. Don't miss out on them. Go check them out. We're going to put money in your pocket.
That's right. Money in your pocket over at Pig Dogs. Take a look over at Chris Ruffolo. Of course, those long-term passes, the way to go. 3, 7, and 30-day all-sports pass. You get every play that Chris releases on the site. Of course, you set the terms when you make the purchase over at Pig Dogs Premium. At that second capper, that 2-for-1 capper special, you make a good savings there. All right, Chris, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We're going to welcome Mitch to the show. You'll find Mitch, of course, every day at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time in the mornings with his morning show with Brian Bittler and Rod Zawacky. You got Ruffalo there on the weekends. So let's go ahead. I'm sorry, we've got Ron Romanelli there on the weekends. So let's bring in Mitch right now. Mitch, how's it going?
It's going. I just got the 3-run homer here from the Rangers that I needed. Now they just added an extra insurance run there. All I need is the A's to come through, and it's going to be a beautiful afternoon if Milwaukee can hold on as well. I already got the Colorado Rockies home free, and it's starting to shape up. My big boys are coming in now.
Yeah, they got to the Angels bullpen. They're going to go to the lefty Watson here as they're going to make another pitching change. I think Meyer.
No, the damage is done.
Damage is done already. It's done. It's ugly there.
Well, it's not, believe me, I had a start to the season where I think I lost like 95% of my games to start the season, and I believe I was in the lead in every single one of them, and lost, in the 6th inning or beyond, and lost almost every single one of them. So, the last week or so, I've been able to, more data. We're going to always do better. I'm going to play the back of my baseball card. So I'm just, it's just, you guys know how it is. It's like, Andrew Kashner throws a no-hitter. You're good to fade him the rest of the way.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, Mitch, game tonight, Red Sox and Blue Jays, 7 Eastern time. Red Sox favorite here, $1.27, total 9.5.
Yeah, the wind is blowing dead out to center field here at 15 miles an hour, and it's kind of warmed up a little bit by Boston standards, about 50 degrees. So a little bit of humidity there, which generally softens the ball up a little. But these Red Sox are hitting 290 against right-handed pitching, and on comes Trent Thornton serving for the Blue Jays. This guy, I know he's got low numbers this year, but he's only pitched 1.2 innings. Kind of like you could say, Danielson Lamet. Yeah, he's minus 200, but he pitched, an inning and a half or something out there. So if you're betting starting pitching like some people do in baseball, you got roasted on that one. You paid basically for a bullpen game. You paid 1 to 2 odds. But, on the other side of this one, Garrett Richards, we know that he's capable of being hit. The Blue Jays bats have not really opened up yet this season. They're only batting .217 against righties, .222 overall as a team. And this just looks like the spot for them to uncork it. I think most people are surprised with how poorly the Blue Jays are hitting so far this season. But this just looks to be a great spot for them to get some home runs, get some confidence in those bats. And I think this one could be over the total by the 5th inning.
All right, Mitch is looking at this one, looking at over the total here at 9.5 against the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. All right, Chris, looking at Garrett Richards and his lone start at home, really got lit up for 6 runs in that loss to Baltimore. If I remember correctly, that's the mound when Richards was with the Angels where he tore his Achilles running to first base there on that play. So back to the scene of the crime here for Richards here, now in a Red Sox uniform, over in this one.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, just being in this market, that's the criticism, is that the Jays haven't been hitting, as well as this lineup was projected to early in the season. And I think Mitch is right. I think this is where we're going to see the bats wake up. And on the other side, Trent Thornton, in 3 starts last year, had an ERA well over 11. So I think if he goes a little bit extended here, I do think we could see a bunch of runs coming off of Thornton as well. I like the over as well.
All right, agreement here on over 9.5 Red Sox and Blue Jays. MLB Extra Inning Pass channel. All right, Mitch, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium tonight. A lot of NBA today. I know NBA's been kind of a tough, kind of tough here with all these injuries. Some of these players don't like to even admit they have injuries because it means they got to stay after the game half an hour to get treatment, and you don't find out till the day of the game there's something bothering.
Exactly. So I've been leaving my NBA Premium for our late premium show. This way we have a little bit more information to work with. We could see some of the money movement, and it's been a lot better for me. I really started struggling in the NBA. I was the NBA money leader last year, and I couldn't pick anything. It was like you pick a game, you're laying 9 points with the team, and then all of a sudden, half the team is sitting on the bench, and you're using, nobodies, and you're getting blown out by the Cleveland Cavaliers, by 50. And that's what happened to me with the Warriors one night, and that was the day I said, I'm not betting on this anymore. I'm going to wait till the playoffs, and we know everyone is going to play. And we know that. Everyone is going to play. So I'm going to hold out as long as I can on my straight premium picks that need to be in early on the NBA, and I'm just going to wait till the playoffs, and I'm going to go there. And it's like, I know in the playoffs I can use my regular handicapping system, but I can't handicap games where, here we are, it's 6:46 Eastern time. We don't know if Ben Simmons is playing tonight or not,
Absolutely, yeah. It's really tough sledding right now in the NBA. Of course, you check out Major League Baseball. You'll get Mitch. You can actually get an honest cap there. Of course, Mitch here on the show. Mitch, what else is happening over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place? I know you've been talking about some new shows coming up.
Yeah, what isn't happening at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat? That's really what's going on. We're going to be adding a new premium product, and I hope to get more people involved when that happens. We have, kind of the rough outline of what that product is going to be, but it's going to be a second level. We're eliminating the $30 level, as Rod was saying. We're doing that because it doesn't make sense for the consumer, and it doesn't make sense for us. It's, YouTube takes a cut of everything. They earn every penny of that. We love YouTube. And, but by the time they take their cut, I like to, when you guys email me, when you guys send an email to mitch@pickdogs.com, I don't have like a virtual assistant in the Philippines or some kid down the street that answers my email for me. I answer the email for each and every one of you. And unfortunately, or fortunately, or the way that the world works is my time is money. And, when you get through YouTube taking their cut, me paying out the guys, everything else that happens, I'm losing money on every one of those $30 subscriptions. So while I love you guys, I can't go broke and lose our business over it. So we're going to go to the $50. It's actually a cheaper price per pick for everybody that buys. And I think the bulk of the people, 50 and 30, it's not going to affect their life all that much. And we're going to offer a $100 VIP package, which is going to include things like during the NFL season, I always do the 1 o'clock halftime shows, the Thursday night halftime shows, the Monday Night Football halftime shows. All those things we're still going to do, right? And they're still going to be free. But I'll add the 4 o'clock halftime shows. I'll do those live during NFL for our next tier premium level members. We're going to do a late money move show that's going to precede this show, a live show, a half hour. We can look at the money moves for the day, look at the different injury updates, look at all those things. A late live show, things like that. And I think it's going to be, for what people pay on other sites for picks and what people pay for picks, it is the steal of steals. I think at $100 a month, we're hopefully going to deliver $1,000 or $10,000 worth of product. And I think we've always done that. It's never really for me, and these guys know me, and I'll say it. And you guys have all seen my house and have been, basically have been here, virtually. And it's like, it's never been about the money for me, and Tony knows this. It's never been. And most people, in our industry, they hear that. Mitch is stupid is what they think. Well, I'm not stupid. I just love what I do. And I love it, being able to help everybody out and being part of the community, not talking at the community. I'm part of the community. And that's, for me, was why I started all this stuff in the first place 15 years ago. So anyways, we also got the Pick Dogs merch now. I'm wearing a hoodie. It's 100 degrees here in Hawaii. Doesn't matter. I just wanted to wear it on the show. I love wearing it. It's cool, right? And I got the new hats, right? So It's pickdogsmerch.com. So it's got the nice big logo as opposed to the old hat that had that tiny little logo on it. It's really visible and fun, and same thing with the hoodies and the new shirts, different colors. I like wearing black as much as the next guy. Ruffolo, right? Slimming effect. We like that. But it's, once in a while, I got to mix it up a little bit. I think Bobby said to me, he's like, yeah, black is good if you're like, 20. He can wear that all the time. It's like, you need to wear some blue or something. And it's like, dude, you got to wear the blue. Tony knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's kind of an inside thing there. But It's like, dude, you got to wear some blue or something.
All right, Mitch, great talking with you. Have yourself a great night. And we'll talk with you next week. Of course, we'll tune in tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for your morning show.
Thanks for everybody for tuning into all of our shows and for supporting our brand, whether it be just by hitting a like button or just by tuning in or just by viewing an article on the website. We appreciate it. If you buy premium packages, we appreciate that too. We appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you guys for making our dreams come true.
Thank you very much, Mitch. Have yourself a great night. Mitch here on the drive-thru. I will continue on here on the show. Just a reminder, guys, if you missed any of the picks, we're going to do a full recap at the end of the show. I need Rod Zawacky will help me out with Chris Ruffolo on the recap. Right now it's time for me to do my play for tonight. So let's go ahead and put up the game information tonight. And it's going to be the Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks. And the play I'm going to go with here is I'm going to go ahead and take the +1.5 with the New York Knicks. Both teams are in back-to-back in this spot. But New York, listen, they've won 7 straight. They've covered 11 straight. And they have that 12-point win at home to Charlotte. But Knicks, as I said, they stay at home for this game with the Hawks. They're the traveling team. Both teams shooting well, but the difference here, the Knicks are the team in better defensive form. You take a look at their past 5 games, holding teams to 43% shooting, 29% from beyond the arc. In that span, the Hawks are giving up 48% shooting. And also, many rotational players out for Atlanta. They've been out here, but this is where it can hurt you here. It could impact the team here in a back-to-back spot. You look at that 11-game period here. The Knicks sit second best in defensive efficiency, holding teams to about 106 points for 100 possessions. I'm going to go ahead and take the 1.5 here with the Knicks, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, this was a game that I think was the last one that I was going to try to take a side on, but I can't disagree with you on this. And I mean, the Knicks, I had them the other day, and thankfully they came in, but they just keep rattling off not only the wins but the covers as well. This Knicks defense is legit, and I think the Hawks are going to find that out firsthand tonight. Trae Young can only do so much, and Tony, you mentioned the rotational players that are out. In a grinded out game like this, you need as much help as you're going to get, and if those guys are out, well, I think it could be a long night for the Hawks. I'm on the Knicks as well.
I'm going to be here on the Knicks plus 1.5. Guys, I have a 3-game pack right now over at Pig Dogs. Maybe mixing in some, actually it's all NBA. I have NBA here tonight, so check me out over at Pig Dogs. Also have the long-term passes, those 3, 7, and 38 pass, so check them out over there on the site. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Now it's time to go ahead and do the show recap. Let's go ahead and bring up the plays from today's show. We got Rod Zawacky to help us out in this segment. We start off with Joe Duffy, Cavaliers plus 2.5 against the Bulls. Joe D'Amico, Spurs plus 2 against the Heat. We were Al McMordie here, Grizzlies laying the 2 against the Clippers. Tony Brown, Suns, well, he was money line, but I think he likes the -3 better against the 76ers. Rod Zawacky, Timberwolves, Kings over 239.5. Ron was on Rays, Royals under 8. Chris, Trailblazers plus 1 against Nuggets. Mitch was on Red Sox, Blue Jays over 9.5. Yours truly, Knicks plus the 1.5 against the Hawks. We'll start here with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I've got to go with Al. I love that Grizzlies -2 against that bare bones Clippers team for tonight. I think this one could get ugly.
Okay, I'll go over to Rod. Rod, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I like the Suns here. Suns, solid team. I'll lay the -3. I'm not. Money line's a good play, but lay the 3 points. They're going to beat up on the 76ers tonight.
All right, I like that one too. I'm going to go here with Al here with the Grizzlies laying the 2 against the Clippers with some rest advantage as well here from Memphis Clippers here on the traveling back-to-back from Portland back to LA. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Have a full book of 8 cappers on the show, giving out free live sports picks for the primetime games. And don't forget, it all gets started at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. You got Mitch, Brian Biller, Rod Zawacky. Tune in. All right, let's bring in the cast from tonight's show. Let's give everyone a nice wave off. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow live at